we are talking about, no matter how much you try to tell people that the bots are not here to take your jobs away, that fear is going to be there, and that fear is going to get increasingly, that anxiety is going to be bigger as we go down, down the skill ladder. And of course, it is a fact that a lot of jobs will be replaced. And I'm saying, replaced very specifically. So to those people and people who are unlikely to, pick up new skills, etc., especially as a politician or a policymaker, it is going to be very difficult for anyone to say, well, if you don't upskill yourself, you don't deserve it. Maybe especially people who are older, right, in their 40s and 50s. How do we build those protective moats around them? And I'm definitely alluding towards, because I haven't heard your thoughts on universal basic income yet. So I know your predecessor was a big batter for that. What are your thoughts?
I just don't like that idea at all. It is an idea that is impractical. There was a recent article in Bloomberg which actually talked about how it has not worked at all in many countries. It's an idea that actually is sensational enough to capture media attention, but I don't think it is practical, because first thing, if it has to be implemented, it has to mean that all subsidies have to be stopped. You replace all subsidies with the universal basic income. And having spent enough time in government, that particular condition of all subsidies to be replaced is basically just, is impractical. So these are the kind of ideas that actually capture media attention, but I don't think have policy relevance, because
it's not under consideration.
But let me point out what is important though is to generate sort of protective nets based on pension, for instance. And that is something which is very important when we actually, and that is an aspect that the government is indeed emphasizing on. When you have actually, for instance, people who are older, who may not be able to reskill themselves as much, going towards universal pension is something that is very important. I think that is an aspect that, rather than basically giving universal basic income for even whether you work or you don't work, I think that is, even a 20-year-old actually has the license to be lazy. But someone who's actually worked, let's say 35, 40 years, has become 60-year-old now, has, done the hard work, now is very much entitled to actually a pension, for the rest of his life. That is absolutely okay. I'm actually, I really support that. And that is something which makes economic sense. It's not sensational, and therefore is it's politically implementable, practical as well, and really benefits. So compared to an idea like universal basic income, which actually I don't think is just an idea, I prefer a far more something that actually is policy relevant, can be implemented, which is universal pension, pension for everybody in the workforce.